where the crowd remains. Glory and pain collide in the fight. Under the spotlight, the story ignites. Past to present, blood and sweat. Wrestling moments you'll never forget. Wrestling with nerds, we dive in deep. The podcast where legends never sleep. WWE past and future collide. Tune into the madness. Here's your last ride. Steel chairs, championship belts on the line. Echoes of warriors through space and time. Drama builds fierce, hit the mat. Feel the impact, feel the combat. From the golden age to the now, we're breaking it down, match by vow. Wrestling with nerds, we dive in deep. The podcast where legends never sleep. WWE past and future collide. Tune into the madness. Here's your last
The following announcement is paid for by the Wrestling with Nerds.
This honky tonk man, greatest intercontinental champion of all time, and you're watching Wrestling with Nerds podcast. Yes, that's my favorite. Shake, rattle, and roll.
What's going on, wrestling nerds, and welcome to the Wrestling with Nerds podcast. WrestleMania has come and gone. It is time to give our review of it. Welcome to the WrestleMania Vegas review show. Wow. What a crazy 2 nights. We've had a lot of wrestling, but not a lot of time taken. We'll talk about that because we could see that the internet is completely popping off. But what's up, boys?
What's up, boys?
What's up, guys?
Welcome, everybody. If you haven't watched us before, hit that like button, subscribe. We talk about wrestling on the weekly, usually Sunday afternoons-ish, around there. But guys, we talked about our preview show and how we expected WrestleMania to go. Did it come close to what you guys were thinking? Look at the concentration on Mike's face. Do I want to answer that question?
I was gonna say maybe night 2 is a little bit more better than night 1 in my opinion, but I thought we saw some very interesting stuff happen over the 2 nights. I'll leave it at that.
We'll get into the matches in just a moment. Ryan, how you doing, pal? It looked like you O'd a little bit tonight.
Yeah. I think was it what we predicted? No. Was some people happy about some of the things? Yes. Do a lot of people need to put their goddamn stopwatches away? Yes. But all in all, it was a pretty good show if you really sit down and watch the matches.
Yeah, I tried my best last night, this morning when I watched it, because last night I was at a baseball game, which Paxton does enjoy baseball. He slept through almost the whole thing, but he woke up for the fireworks, so, yippee.
That's
Well,
a positive in every crowd.
yeah, I gotta look for the positives and everything. I watched this morning. I think Joe popped into the last two matches and watched it with me, and I very much enjoyed what I was watching, even though it was on playback and I stayed away off of social media the whole night. It was difficult. I couldn't touch Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. I was nothing. It was my Disney Magic Kingdoms game on my phone and nothing else.
It'd be a good thing that you did that because if you saw social media last night, it was rough.
I was really happy that for some reason my Messenger app wasn't working because I guess you were texting me last night, Mike, about
I
it.
was, yes.
And I was getting nothing. So my phone was like, I'll be good. We'll be fine. But let's.
It's like you're at the Masters with the no phone policy.
Yeah, that's wild. Leave it in your car. Or did they put out the lockers again this year for the phones?
Like the lockers? It's either
It's like the packets that you can't use your phone with.
Mm-hmm.
But WrestleMania from Las Vegas, Nevada, Allegiant Stadium, night one saw 50,817 people. Night two was 55,256 for a total of 106,072 people. The internet says it's down from last year, but for some reason it looked more full.
The only thing that I can think of that would make the attendance different is, remember last year they had the stands above the entrance,
Yep.
Okay.
on the entrance.
Yep.
I don't know if that's enough to make a difference, but I don't really know where the hell they put the extra 10,000 people last year. That place looked pretty packed, and
It
I
did.
don't, and I don't care who got comped, and I don't care who got ticket deals, and I'm just glad the building was full. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I also very happy that the crowd wasn't soft either night. They were
Yeah,
They
they
were
were
pretty
pretty
good.
dead last year. They were not dead this year.
it was I would say they were into it.
I felt like too a little bit last time on night one. There was a little bit of a late arriving crowd because I did see some little sections that were kind of empty, but then it filled in as the night went on.
So, shall we start with night one and talk about night one?
Sure.
The Usos with LA Knight defeating The Vision, Logan Paul, Austin Theory, and I Show Speed. This match was a lot better than I expected it to be, and I think at the end of it, where they had those 3 or 4 minutes after the match where I Show said, "Screw you, Logan Paul," and whee!
I Show Speed turned into I Show Fly.
I should fly. And it looks like he was doing a lot of good training because he looked pretty decent in there. for
Yeah,
his
I
first
mean,
time.
I thought this was what we kind of thought it was going to be, just a little bit cleaner. A lot of the tag teams, as in the Usos and the Theory and Logan Paul, more.
I think my chair just broke.
I hope so.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that. I was hoping either the chair broke or you accidentally hit the lever, one of the two. I thought it was really
There's
good
not a
between
pole
the
up
four
my
of
ass, so
them.
that's good.
LA Knight chimed in when he did. Him and the I Show Speed segments were quite funny. I have to say, watching this match, I know Logan Paul gets a lot of hate for the human being that people deter him to be, or they don't like his products, or they just don't like him as a person, whatever.
Oh, they don't like his entrance music.
The dude
I
has
love his entrance music.
became I would say he's became a general in the ring. He's become a guy that can direct traffic in the ring and is really good at it. Last night he did really good kind of directing traffic with Speed and with a couple of things with LA Knight and the Usos and stuff. Like, he's becoming a pretty damn good wrestler to the point where it's getting to the point where it's not unbelievable if he would find a way to win a world title. It's getting to that point to him. Now, like, ask me that like 2 years ago, I would have said no, not a chance in hell.
He
But
had
it's
go away
getting
heat
to
for
that
me.
point.
he had a lot of go away heat for me for a while. But recently, I probably within the last 6-8 months, I have really turned a corner around with Logan. He's a full-time guy
Mm-hmm.
that has given everything to this business while he's been here.
I
Mm-hmm.
agree, and I think we're headed to. I hate to say it for my guy, but I think LA Knight's got gold in his future, but he's gonna be a tag champ with ISO speed. I think they beat Theory and Logan at Backlash if that's the way they go. I think it would be funny because I don't think they're gonna put Speed and Paul in a match against each other just one on one. I don't think either one of them are ready to handle that. So put them in a tag match, but I would not be shocked if that's not the tag match going to Backlash in 3 weeks. And you could see LA Knight and ISO Speed as the tag team champions.
Could be funny.
It'd be interesting.
I'd get a huge laugh at it. I enjoyed the match. I enjoyed what they did after the match, where I was like, "I'm done with your crap," and LA Knight kind of coached him into it in a way.
Oh yeah, both them and him and the Usos both definitely talked him into that as much as they could.
Yeah.
In my write up, I gave it the match a B plus. I'm sorry, a B minus, just because it's a 6-man tag match. They get wonky, but I thought it was a great match.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
I think it was a good way to kick off night one.
Oh, absolutely.
Again, people forget about that. Night 1 and night 2, the first hour were free. Of course, this match was gonna be on ESPN television because people that aren't in the wrestling world know who Logan Paul and ISO Speed are. They're gonna want them on television so they can get people to tune in and be like, "Oh, I like this. Let me see if I can. I might as well just get this and watch the rest of it too."
And
That was
Yeah.
the whole purpose.
I want you guys to understand, not just you two, because you probably already figured it out, and everybody at home if you haven't yet. It was on ESPN, which means it's on ESPN, the app, TV, online. It's also on Disney Plus and Hulu. The amount of reach that I know people are going to hate this that Disney has with their stuff and putting it everywhere is disgusting. I would not be surprised if viewership skyrocketed because of the 1 hour both nights. I like what Ryan said. Let's watch the rest of this.
Yeah.
They might cancel it next month, but
I
at
just
least
wonder.
$30 for 1 month.
I just wonder if we'll get some sort of like, you know how we get the like NASCAR ratings and stuff like that each week and IndyCar ratings. I wonder if we'll get a rating for like the first hour both nights on ESPN for WrestleMania. Like ESPN will put something out.
Most likely, you will get that information, or Melter will make something up.
Well, yeah. Match number 2, Jacob Fatu defeating Drew McIntyre. Jacob Fatu goes back to his pre-prison mentality, and they absolute kick the crap out of each other in this 14-minute unsanctioned match. I liked it. It was fun.
I
Drew
enjoyed it.
was going to lose because, as Ryan stated last night, that he's going to film a Highlander movie. So me picking Drew was kind of dumb.
Yeah, but
I mean,
I still thought this match was fun.
He
They
still
beat
did
the shit. Yeah, they beat the shit out of each other, literally.
they did.
Eh.
You can't ask for anything more in an unsanctioned match. They didn't hold back. There was a lot of
The
brutality.
top rope table spot scared the shit out of all of us.
I can't believe he rotated like that.
We thought he was dead, but I mean that's a typical Samoan turn. Like they've all do that. Like the bigger ones, like they do that inside out flip deal. But it just seemed like he was so short on getting the rotation, and I'm like, Mike's like, is he dead? Because he looked like it landed on the back of his head.
Yeah.
I gave it a B. It was a car crash. It's exactly what WWE wanted to present to ESPN television. That's the part people keep forgetting is this was for ESPN television. That's why we didn't see blood in the match. That's why it was a safe unsanctioned match, but they wanted to show a car crash to ESPN TV viewers that aren't wrestling fans, and that's what they got.
And you got to
I mean-
understand, I know people were bitching about the timing. With everything they had planned, they had the first hour only. So they had to make sure that the two matches would, at least with all the promo and the ESPN commercials that they want to give you, that it had to just right there, there's your hour. Now, once we switch over, we'll get the other stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, too, you think about it for the unsanctioned match. I mean, I don't think Drew wants to be anywhere near a toolbox anymore. And then it's like they even gave him the I'm still bored at work video thing too. So it's like we're going on 3 years now.
That was a very interesting callback. It never even dawned on me with the toolbox until after he got it out. Then they said it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot that was used in the Punk match."
Yep.
So that was a really interesting callback to make from Hell in a Cell from September to now. So I appreciate that callback. That was one that was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot." And I'm sure he didn't want to take a back bump on his steel steps again either. So he's probably pretty glad that didn't happen, or a mouthful of beads in a GTS. But
I mean, he did use the wrench to try to cut open Fatu. I mean, he
yeah.
was trying.
yeah. But yeah, I gave this match a B, and it was exactly what we were all looking forward to. And I'm really curious to see where Fatu goes from here. Like, does he challenge? Does he go into the Trick Williams United States title realm? Does he go into the World WWE title realm? Does he jump ship and end up on Raw? Who knows? He
Match
still
number
doesn't know
3?
who beat him up. That's always the thing too. He still thinks Drew's the one who beat him up. Maybe we'll find out it really wasn't Drew and it was somebody else. Maybe we'll find out it was Sammy. Him and Sammy through the summer months could be very interesting.
Yeah.
So, go ahead.
Match number 3. Brie Bella and Paige, a returning Paige after 9 years missing in the WWE, replacing Nikki Bella, who ended up being their manager for the match, defeating the Irresistible Forces, Nia and Lash, Charlotte and Alexa, Bailey and Lyra, in a fatal 4-way women's match that went 8:33. Is it me or they do these fatal 4-way tag matches completely different every single time they do them?
They usually do, but note to any WWE female competitor that wants to make a return, sign your contract 3 days before WrestleMania and hope somebody gets hurt in the women's tag team championship match. You are guaranteed to become WWE Women Tag Team Champion.
2 years in a row.
This was
2 years in a row.
this was the one thing all night Monday on Sunday or Saturday night that I did not like.
I mean, I was happy to see Paige back,
100%.
Yeah.
but I don't think her and Bella Brie needed to win.
100%.
It was a
And I-
very good match. It was a very good match. Everybody got their flowers. Everybody had their showcase. But it was either Nia and Lash retain, or it's Charlotte and Alexa that win. But I picked Nia and Lash to retain.
I had it either it was Charlotte and Alexa should have won, or Bailey and Lyra should have won.
I had Charlotte and Alexa too. That's who I picked.
Shout out to the Irresistible Forces. Love their ring gear.
I figured.
The white demolition throwbacks and them being there.
The only thing
actually
that would have
worked
made
out
that
pretty
better
cool.
is if
They had face paint.
yeah.
That was what I was missing too. I'm like, that would have been really cool if they would have wore face paint. But I liked it. I thought it was cool.
I did like how
The
the Axe and
match-
Smash were front row for that match.
The match was kind of all over the place.
It's a
And I
fatal
think that's
4-way
what
tag
you-
match.
But I think
Well-
that's mainly because you had 4 women in the ring at one time with 4 women standing on the apron.
Uh-huh.
Made it look like it was just one big giant mess of a match. I don't like this concept of, is Brie and Paige a heel or face team, because Nikki was a heel, Brie's a face, and Paige is a face, but Nikki's the heel. It made no sense to me, the ending of the match.
Well, I'll even argue too. If you think about how the match being all over the place, you think about it. Paige signed her contract a couple days before that, and they probably had to throw this all together, and everybody.
Well, I'm sure they knew like this was probably well talked about for like the last 2 weeks because we found out on the post show that Nikki had to get 2 different surgeries on her ankle in a 2 week period. So it was well discussed that somebody needed to fill in. So the negotiations with Paige have probably started way back, probably Rumble time, but she probably didn't officially sign her contract until earlier this weekend when they were all together in Vegas. But they've probably worked on the match probably since Thursday.
Yeah.
Like throw it like in the ring, in the ballroom of a hotel in Vegas. All 8 of the girls working that 9 of them, sorry, with Nikki on the apron, with the agents, which was I'm gonna say it's the girls, so it was most likely Tyson Kidd
Mm-hmm.
and
Probably
possibly Bobby Roode or Hurricane. I would say probably Hurricane were probably the 2 agents on this match. I don't know. I didn't check the internet to find that out, but I would say they probably were working on that Wednesday or Thursday night, all day Friday, went to the Hall of Fame, did the Hall of Fame stuff, and then worked on it all morning and Saturday in the ring at WrestleMania.
Well, and it's like too. We were talking too. We thought that Paige, if she was going to come back, we either thought it was going to be in the AJ match, or as AJ put it, the Total Divas thing on the podcast on Saturday, and pop
Yeah.
into this match. So AJ brought this to fruition based on his comment.
Yeah, so it was interesting. The match was a mess just because, like I said, of all the people involved. I don't agree with the winner. I don't. There's no reason
I
for
think
them
we're
to
all
be
on
the
board with
tag
that one.
champs. This
The only
actually
thing,
got. I gave this thing a C. This was the lowest rated match for me.
the only thing
Or no, I'm sorry.
I see this coming from it is when we find out Nikki's cleared, it's by beating the crap out of Paige and taking that title and kicking them out of the group, or kicking her out of the group.
Yeah, but we're gonna really keep them as tag champions for more than a couple months. I can't see
How often?
if she had to get 2 knee ankle surgeries. I imagine she's gonna be out for quite a little bit.
I think that one of the rumors is 6 to 8 weeks, but
I mean, I
nobody
don't
knows.
see them losing it immediately. Do you?
No, you're probably right. They'll probably be off TV for like the next 6 weeks.
I think they show up either tomorrow or Friday, do their victory lap. At least Paige will do a victory lap, but obviously the Bellas will be there now too.
Keep
And
in mind, and I see this posted everywhere where they talk about Paige being 33 and like all the headline women being 36 and older. That's great and all, but let's not forget that's 33 with a surgically repaired neck. That takes years off career.
2 of them.
I I would almost bet that contract she signed might not be a full-time contract.
Or maybe not a full-time
It's probably
compete contract.
Mm-hmm.
it's probably like a part-time compete multi-year deal, basically.
Yeah.
I mean,
So.
we could also see, like, speaking of, the neck problems, because Nikki's had a neck problem too.
Yep.
Both of them. We could see them every week still, but if it's anything, I'd rather see them every week doing promos, doing backstage stuff, and maybe wrestle 2, maybe 3 times a week. As long as you see them every week, I feel like that makes it a little better for the audience.
Yeah.
Which we'll talk about the end of night 2 and the stuff we just heard if you guys didn't listen to the press conference in a little bit. Currently, we're on night 1. You're watching the Wrestling with Nerds podcast. Hit that like button, subscribe, come chat with us. We are wide open. Got any questions? The guru is here to answer them. Match number 4 as he strokes the beard. Match number 4, Becky Lynch defeating AJ Lee for the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship, going 8-15. What did we think of this match? I think this once again might be the it for AJ Lee.
Until probably SummerSlam.
I know. I think this might be it for AJ Lee.
We'll see. I don't think so, but we'll see.
Good match.
Well,
Both of them
when she won the title, when she won the title, there were so many different women she wanted to face, and she fought one.
I don't know. I said it 30 minutes ago before we went live. I go, I think this might be it.
You mean
They
to
might
tell
just
me
go off into the sunset.
you think Punk's done too?
I
Wow, we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. I don't think so. But
I this match wasn't bad. It's just,
it was a rough show, buddy. Rough show.
do we really need Becky Lynch to be a 3-time Intercontinental Champion when only only 3 people have ever held it?
Can I argue that she should have been DQ'd?
Do we really need her to be a 3-time Intercontinental Champion when only 3 people have held the title? Honestly, no. I don't understand why they can't do with the IC title what's meant to be with the IC title. I understand they're keeping her out of the world title picture, the same way they've done it with Charlotte. But at least they figured out a way to do it with Charlotte where she's not in a spot where she's the center of attention. Like, I don't get it with her. Like, there's no need for her to be a 3-time Intercontinental Champion. Now, granted, the Jessica Carr Becky Lynch story is going to continue. Where it's headed, I have no clue, but I'm here for it.
That's the only thing I think that would have made me think AJ was sticking around is if she ended up winning because Jessica Carr got involved.
Yeah. That's exactly what I was honestly thinking too. Was it going to happen? And it was playing out that way.
I was kind of hoping, I can't remember which one of you two brought it up, that it should have been a different ref to start this match. There should have been a ref bump.
Me.
And then here comes Jessica Carr. That would have been perfect. And then it's the 1, 2.
I honestly thought at the end of the match, that's what she was going to do. I thought she wasn't going to count the 3. And I even said it in the voice chat. I said, don't count.
Yeah, it would be really cool for her to do something to screw Becky at WrestleMania and get suspended. And then then when it's time to bring her back, you bring her back and you say, she signed a new deal, but she didn't sign a new deal as a referee.
Because apparently she can go.
She can wrestle. She wrestled here in Maryland. She's from Baltimore.
Well, no, I'm saying, I mean, like, I know she can wrestle, but
she can wrestle. She's good. She's really good, and that would be fine with me if you play the story out the way it's supposed to be. That's the way it should have played out.
It's the reverse Nick Patrick.
Yes.
Good pull. Good job, AJ.
I gave this match a B-. My comments are basically this: what I just said. Solid match. Story between Becky and Jessica Carr. An ongoing thing. Don't see why Becky needs to be a 3-time IC champion. Hopefully, we see more of AJ Lee.
Because honestly, I still think you can do a lot with AJ Lee.
I'm not saying the wells
put her in a tag
up.
team with somebody. For fuck's sakes.
Like
Let her not wrestle all the time.
Her and Roxanne as a tag team? That'd be interesting.
Uh-oh.
I mean, her and her road wife would be a pretty cool tag team, in my opinion.
Bailey? Yeah, her and Bailey.
Her and Bailey would be a lot cooler than her and Lyra. AJ just heard me talk about AJ Lee having talking about AJ having a road wife and being Bailey, and he just went, I don't have a road wife.
If my wife happens to listen to this show, it's not me.
I mean, he could throw Stephanie
And if
back
it was, can you complain that it was Bailey?
I mean, you could throw Stephanie back here in for him.
Is that your hand hitting the table or something else hitting the table? I'm confused.
Whoopsie daisy.
Ow! Well,
next
match number 5. Gunther defeating Seth Rollins by technical submission, 17:52. This might be my favorite Gunther match.
It was very good. I enjoyed it for a
This
Gunther
was
match.
Fantastic, and I know Ryan's probably going to say it was all Seth.
Do you know why it was a good match for Gunther?
Because it was back and forth, and there was a
because
story
it
to
was the first time he's wrestled somebody above him.
Mm-hmm. There's that.
It is the first time he has wrestled somebody above him talent level.
I don't think that's correct.
Who talent level above him has he wrestled?
Above Gunther?
Above Gunther.
AJ Styles?
On his retirement match, AJ. I'm meaning in a regular match where there's not a stipulation that he's going to retire.
In their prime? Okay, I guess. I
Yeah.
mean, if you're
This
going to
is the
handicap
first
that,
time since the first time Gunther won the world title, or the Intercontinental title for that matter, that he's facing somebody above his level. His whole IC title run was nobody above his level. Not once. And then we had the Rocky Balboa bullshit at WrestleMania in Philly. And then we have him as the world champion. The only one to beat him is Punk, who you could put on the same level with him, but not probably above him due to age-wise.
Don't forget about the Heat Man.
Again, and everybody was more shocked that he choked out than he is for anything else.
Mm-hmm.
And that match was horrible, if I'm not mistaken. Was it not voted like the worst match in WrestleMania history next to a couple other ones? I mean, it was been dog watered, walked for like the past year. But this was a prime example of
dog walk
Gunther
your
can
ass.
wrestle when it's somebody above him skill level. I will give you all of it. I gave this is the highest grade I gave all night. I gave this a B+. I thought it was a great match. And I can't stand Gunther.
I
But
just looked into my light.
But for him to finally wrestle up against somebody, I enjoyed it. I'm ready for it. I'm ready to see what's next.
And
I mean,
we
this
had
was a great match for a match with no build.
And we had a interesting return to help Gunther win.
And I don't know what in the hell was wrong with camera guys this weekend. That should have been something we should have seen from the get-go. And it was totally missed. And when it was found, it was like, oh shit, my camera moved over there. Oh, there's Braun. There he goes. There he goes running by me. Like, let's not catch him on the ring. Let's not catch him coming down the aisle or beside the aisle like he came in. Let's not catch that part. Let's wait till he runs by me to catch it.
He looks in good shape, though, after his surgery.
Oh, yeah. I would say that the hernia was definitely a lot lower down the waist than from the waist up. So.
And then we're gonna have the meme of all memes that'll be on social media forever. Braun running down the entrance ramp to spear Seth Rollins the second time, even though he whiffed on the second time. But that meme is gonna be good.
To be fair, if your ass was running 23 miles an hour, 75 yards, and you're gonna stand there and let somebody spear you, I don't think so. You're gonna make him miss because I'm not taking that hit.
They are crucifying the two of them.
Well, the ones that are crucifying them go attempt it once and see how bad it hurts.
They're like, Seth's the pussy, and
you damn right. I'll be sign me up. I will be on team. Never mind, that was gonna come out all wrong. I was gonna join team. Yeah, you understood it.
I mean, just the amount of speed we saw him coming down that entrance ramp was like, oh my goodness.
But that's the difference between a guy that's still a rookie and a guy that's a veteran. If a veteran would have done that last 5 yards, he would have pulled up. So it was a little bit less on impact. But when you're running full steam like he was, headstrong, he was not slowing down for instance. And if I'm Seth Rollins just coming back from injury, I am not letting him spear me full blast at 75 yards. Sorry, not happening.
I love going to Twitter after some of these matches and just reading what people have to say because they are brutal.
I mean, the meme of him running down the stage is great, especially when you're like, mommy's on her way to the shower. Phew, there he goes. Like, I'm all for it.
I did see one where it's like, meep.
But yeah, so we're definitely getting Seth and Braun the rest of the summer. Does Seth have to take out the Vision altogether to get to Braun? We'll find out. But it was good to see Braun Breaker back.
Mm-hmm.
Match number 6 and the worst entrance of the weekend.
Oh yes,
Liv Morgan defeating Stephanie Vaquer for the Women's World Championship. It only goes 6:51. I'm sad. I'm very sad.
Based on the entire build-up that they gave us for that 2.5 months to give them a 6-minute match, not good.
I was really upset. I expected more out of the two of them.
Match was very bad.
makes me wonder one of two things. One,
Liv was still hurt.
Liv was still hurt, and they want the title on Liv. She can cut promos from here until eternity as the world champion. If you notice, I don't think she really took many shots to the
No.
head.
No.
I think it was very protected on what she was doing and what she could do.
Yep.
I will agree with you 100% that the build for the match was way better than the match itself.
It's Randy and Triple H.
But then again, Stephanie's title reign wasn't all that great. She deserves better.
It's not like she wasn't there trying.
Oh, I give her I'm not blaming her for her title run. I'm blaming whoever for her title run. She fought
Creative.
Raquel 4 times.
And she put on good shows with Raquel each time.
Yeah, I'll
She
agree.
elevated Raquel.
But
So
there was more people that she should have faced than Raquel 4 times.
Yeah, I agree.
so where do you go from here? Do you have Stephanie and Liv run it back at Backlash,
I think Stephanie might go away for a little while.
or do you have one of the Judgment Day girls turn on Liv?
I mean, I don't know why you didn't do. I mean, you could have pulled the trigger on that at Mania. I mean, it's the showcase of the Immortals. It's the biggest show of the year. Roxanne turning on the Judgment Day would have been epic right then and there.
But you think about it, that could have happened last year with Becky, but they did it the night after.
Good point.
Just saying.
Yeah, but
they
Becky
did it the night after.
Becky wouldn't have turned the night of winning the tag team titles.
Well, yeah, I get that.
Losing the tag team titles makes the turn happen for last year.
But I'm just saying, in a general sense, they could still pull the trigger tomorrow.
You could. I mean, if that's what, I mean, the only way you pull that off is if Roxanne turns and says that she wants to beat Liv for the world title and not Stephanie. Like, she knew she couldn't beat Stephanie, so she knows she can beat Liv.
I'm still upset that Stephanie lost the title.
But I don't know about Stephanie going away. I would say take a break.
Yeah, at
She
least a
probably
month.
deserves it.
At least a pay-per-view.
I would say, or you're
Go to
gonna get Stephanie versus Roxanne at Backlash, because I think they'll give Liv Backlash off, so it's only 3 weeks from now.
Would you use that as if you get by Roxanne, you get another shot at
Possibly. That, or if Liv is somewhat can go like she did tonight or last night, maybe you get Liv and Dom versus Finn and Stephanie in a tag match at Backlash.
Well, you could still protect Liv in that match too.
That's what I mean. You can protect her if you would go that route with it.
Yep.
It'll be interesting to see where they do with that one. But this was by far the worst. This was a D. And it wasn't for my nuts.
I was really upset with, I would give it probably close to that, a D, C minus. Yeah.
I'm never giving anything an F because people are trying. I'll just put that out there for anybody that cares. I will never give anybody an F.
Well, and we all talked about it too on Saturday. We all had a feeling that she was maybe going to debut that theme music, and then when that happened, we were all like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, 1999, Britney Spears called. She wants to go back to rehab again.
That's exactly what I said.
That's exactly what it was.
It's a call back to Britney. Yeah, it was.
Well, it didn't do anything for me like Britney did, so it didn't do the job.
Right before the main event, we had John Cena in the ring announcing the attendance for night 1, and then we have a magical return, which we are not seeing her for a while again. She's going to be out probably close to 3.5 years before in the entirety.
I don't think it'll be that long.
Is it bad?
From last year's Mania to this year's Mania, and then maybe another year and a half.
Is it bad? Is it
possibly?
bad? Is it bad that we all thought she was retiring?
No.
Did you?
When she walked out and I saw her face, I knew she was pregnant.
Yeah,
she had the weight on the face.
She chunked up. That's exactly what I said.
I don't want the women to come in after me, but like I could tell, even with the big purple dress on, she was pregnant.
I could say this because it happened, and it was funny as hell, and I wish there were people with me when this happened. Jess was bringing Paxton down to me to, she's got to go take a shower, get ready for church and all that stuff. And here comes Bianca, and she goes, "What's Bianca doing?" I go, "I have no clue. It's the first time we've seen her in a while. She looks pregnant."
not gonna, like, as soon as I saw it, like, as soon as I saw what she was wearing before they even closed up on her face, it's like, man, she's covering everything up. And then when they showed her face, it was like, yep, she's pregnant.
She hasn't watched wrestling outside of highlights in I don't know how long. She watches the
And
highlights still.
And if you think about it, she's pregnant, and me and you at least know this. Mike, you will maybe someday. But Montez is definitely gaining the pregnancy
you.
weight.
I go, maybe that's why Montez was fat.
Montez is definitely getting the baby weight.
But no, congratulations to Bianca and Montez. We hope you have the most beautiful pregnancy that you could have, and along with your a good birth, and
Take all the time you need to get back into the ring.
hope everybody's healthy and everything. And yes, take the
Did
time with the
somebody-
baby.
Did somebody see what Dawkins put on Twitter today?
No.
No,
Weak pull game strong. And it's a picture of Montez and he says, "Be nice to me, my wife's pregnant."
but yeah, it was funny because Jess came downstairs like, why does Bianca look pregnant? Like, I don't know.
She is.
And then AJ turns around like, "How'd you know that?"
It's like, is there something in the air?
It's like, see those abs? They will never be that way ever again. Who knows?
But
yeah, so
congratulations.
we added one to the attendance, so
that was funny. I did like how Cena did
and
that.
I bet the worst part is pregnant women hormones be rolling. If there was any other pregnant women in that arena, they were probably pissed because their pregnant kid, their kid doesn't count. It's like, hey, what about mine? And then like all these people start pointing. It's like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I'm surprised we didn't see
New attendance record.
I'm surprised we didn't see a sign tonight. It was like, I'm pregnant too.
Count me, count me.
Count me, yeah, right.
Off to the main event. Cody Rhodes defeats Randy Orton. If Orton loses, Pat McAfee is gone from the wrestling industry. 22 minutes, 44 seconds for the undisputed WWE Championship. I very much like this match. These guys told one hell of a story from early on, Randy's back issue and the Cody. If this Cody turned into Randy during this match, you could hear the voices through Cody. Which I think if this was a month and a half ago, Cody doesn't take all those advantages when Randy's, bent over and everything.
Yeah.
He
told you. The voices are talking to me, but don't like what they're gonna say, and he showed it.
Yeah, him saying it though on SmackDown 2 weeks ago, and him doing it are two different things, and we saw it.
There were so many different callbacks, and there's so many things that got under. You guys realize that he did a back body drop or a side suplex to Randy Orton? You realize Randy doesn't let people do that to him because of his back?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was also weird when he did it. It wasn't like a full over. It was like a
No. I'm talking about side suplex, like under the arm, raised up, drop him on their back. Yeah,
okay.
that suplex. He doesn't let people do that to him. The last person that did it to him got fired. It's when Mr. Kennedy did it to him on Raw.
Oh.
And it got Kennedy fired. If you watched Orton, when he took it, he turned around and he swung it. Cody, like, you son of a bitch for doing it. Like, they went that far. If you were paying attention to it and you could remember back to their feuds that they had and the things that they knew what drove each other nuts. And they did it last night.
It was fantastic.
It was personal, but it didn't have to be physically violent. You know what I mean? Like, it got personal, but it got personal by taking personal shots at each other. Like Cody knowing what Randy doesn't like and Randy not knowing what Cody doesn't like and then doing it. That was the match all night long. I loved it. I thought it was a great match. I know there's the puzzled ending and all of that kind of stuff, but the match itself was amazing. It was very old school, personal match.
This match was a B
fun
for
to
me.
watch. I gave it a B. I gave it a B.
And you know what's good that WWE decided to do? They decided to get Pat and Jelly out of the way and just say, like, make it a one-on-one match where it was supposed to be.
I did like that. I think
I
that was
did like
more
that.
of the
I love
internet.
that.
They took the internet backlash of Pat being around. They're like, we'll just get him out, and then he comes back and a referee. And
And
he gets RKO'd.
Orton RKOing Pat in that moment is for one reason that nobody has said.
What is it?
If he was Pat and him were together, Pat should have fast counted that and got the 1, 2, 3, and he didn't.
I
He
think-
slow counted it, and it cost Orton the match, and Orton hitting with the RKO.
I think that's what a lot of people. I mean, even I was kind of surprised when Pat was running down. I thought, all right, this is gonna be 1, 2, 3, boom,
Yeah.
over.
And as soon as he started slow counting, and he counted the kick out, and Orton stood up and he RKO'd him, it's because he didn't count fast to get him the win. And it was a way to get Orton's focus off of Cody onto Pat so that Cody could hit him with the crossroads.
When did Cody get cut open? Because I don't remember. Because he was bleeding horribly.
I'm not really sure either. I kind of was in and out during that match.
Because they camera cut to Cody and it's just pouring off of his face.
It was from the head.
It was right
cut.
here.
Well,
right
no. It was from the head cut because it was coming down across his face.
Oh, I thought it was right above his eye.
No, because when he at the end match is over, Orton grabs the belt from him and hits him with it, and he leans forward. When he leans forward, it all runs down from his hair down through,
Yes.
and it was pretty bad.
What'd you guys think of the ending and how it ended?
I mean, it's what everybody wanted.
You wanted Cody to win?
I mean,
Maybe
I'm
not
talking
the
about
Vegas
the finish.
I could go anywhere. I could have gone either way with this. Either way, I would have been happy. I just finally got Cody and Orton in the ring, and I don't think this is over with. So I think that's why they put left Cody with the belt. And I don't care what the internet tabloids say, where they're like, "Well, Orton was going to win the belt 2 weeks ago." Well, I've got a pretty famous line between us friends that I'll just keep between us for what ifs and could be's. I think it's all bullshit when they come up with that stuff. Oh, it was supposed to be. Oh, well, it wasn't. Okay, so move on. Orton was. I don't think Orton and Cody are done. I think this is going to continue, and I think it'll cap off at SummerSlam. I think that'll be the payoff.
I think I said it when I told you guys when I was watching it. I wanted Orton to win, but Orton standing tall at the end of Mania, I'm okay with.
Well, I think that's why they ran the angle after the show anyway, with him punting his head off.
Yeah, I think you're
finally
between these two guys knowing old school wrestling, they know this feud has to go at least 3 matches. That's the way it used to work back in the old days. It's the way their dads worked.
Do they
That's
play
the
hot
way this is
potato with
gonna
the
work.
championship then?
No, I think what you'll get is a match that won't be for the title. That Randy will pick up the win. I wouldn't say, I can't think how many PLEs do we have between now and SummerSlam.
You have Backlash, you have Clash
2?
in Italy, and I think that's. I don't know if you have.
I think that's it.
Or not.
Do we have one in Saudi in July or Saudi in July?
Hold, please.
So you're gonna think outside the box. You're not gonna get them at Backlash. Cody's not gonna be cleared for the injuries Cody's had. He's not gonna. No. For the injuries that Cody has, he will not be cleared for Backlash.
Oh, he's hurt.
Oh, he is hurt.
Okay, so
are we
do not
talking
have,
like multiple surgeries?
No.
as of now, there's nothing from May 31st through August 1st. So June and July, there's nothing because Clash in Italy is the last one on the 31st.
So we're
of
gonna
May,
get a Saturday night's main event in there somewhere,
probably.
maybe even 2.
What's
I
wrong
would say
with Cody?
His eye was swollen
between
short.
his eye being swollen shut to an possible orbital fracture to 4 to 8 staples in his head and 4 stitches in his eyebrow.
Oh, I thought, okay, so that was all from last night.
All from last night.
Yep.
Everything from last night. I saw the right hand that that got his eye. It was right before the eye poke that Charles Robinson then got RKO'd.
That was
That
good.
that last punch Randy throws before Cody pokes him in the eye. That was a potato.
It connected.
It connect. You could hear it connect, and they showed him last night in the post show. The nurse was feeling around, and you could see it starting. Like, it was already swelling shut, but you could see the bruising all the way down to the side of his face, where that orbital bone might be cracked.
Well, that's at least what, 6 weeks for an orbital bone, or
I
wear a
mean,
mask.
if you could put him in a mask and you can make him undashing again.
I'm sorry, everybody. You gotta understand. Ryan gets a kick out of me seeing the connections like in time, and
By the
minute
way,
we said mask, my brain went, "Wait, that happened already."
Yeah, yeah. By the way, I will say this, and I don't care what anybody else says. Cody's entrance last night was awesome. The Iron Man gimmick of all of the American Nightmare suits, and then the four eras of Cody were amazing. We were all like, "Are we getting a new version of Cody tonight? Like, completely new version?" And
I don't know why. I was expecting Stephen Amell for some reason.
that would be cool touch. They are friends. And then we comes up out of the smoke where my first thing before he even came out was like, which mask are we getting this year for WrestleMania? Because that's been his new thing, is the mask for Mania.
Solid gold skull.
I have number 40 up there on the mantle from when we went. The Funko that came out for it came out. That thing was beautiful, gold with the rose engraves on it. The 4 eras of Cody, between the ugly ass John Deere green tights that he debuted in, to my favorite era, the dashing and undashing Cody Rhodes. I love that ring gear. The sleeveless jacket thing that he always wore for entrances, I always loved it. Then we get the Stardust entrance, and everybody was like, "Oh God, please not that again." Good thing it just kind of went away. Then we got the American Nightmare, and then we get introduced to the American Nightmare 2.0, because he wasn't wearing any red, white, and blue. It was black, white, and gold. I guarantee you that coat he wore weighed every bit of 70 pounds. With all that metal mesh stuff on it, that stuff is heavy.
He was weight training. He was training on the way to the
but
ring.
Best entrance of the night, best entrance of both nights was Cody's. I gave this match a B. I'm ready to see where we're headed farther. The only thing I didn't like is, and people were talking about it online, and it was one of the assessments that I agreed with. You've waited over what, 15 years? 16 years for Orton to punt somebody?
Has it been that long? Was
Has it
09
been
the
that
last
long?
one?
I mean, I don't remember him really punting people after that.
He did it during, I think, the COVID era when he was doing the legend thing, because he punted Christian back in the COVID era.
He punted Flair. That's right. He punted,
punted
Flair
Flair.
during COVID.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've at least been waiting 6 years for Randy to punt somebody. He punts Cody. I understand that. Everybody wanted to see that happen. It happened. But Cody walked out of the ring.
Yeah, I don't like that.
But the only thing I can think of is they didn't want to do 2 stretcher jobs, because you stretchered Pat out at the beginning of the match.
Pat twice.
No, they took him out on
No.
the golf cart the second time, because
No.
people have video of him driving past him, and they're like, "You got what you get, Pat," and Pat's giving him the finger as he's like laying there dying. By the way, Pat went to a 50 Cent concert wearing the neck collar and referee shirt still.
Yep.
There's video of it.
He's keeping
and-
kayfabe.
And if if anybody noticed tonight, he is in the promotional package heading towards SummerSlam. So I don't think he's technically not done yet.
He's gonna get back in. This was all part of the story.
Yep.
I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna laugh if Aldis's contract, remember we said, was for him to actually retire. What if Aldis's deal was to sign him to a 2-year deal or 3-year deal, and he doesn't even realize it? So he thinks he's out of the business, and Nick Aldis swerved him to stay in the business.
Because
we
never knew
him.
we never knew what.
No, we don't want him in it. I don't care whether Remember, I like the NXT Pat McAfee, so I like heel Pat. heel Pat works for me. He's a dickhead. It works.
Adam Cole,
100%.
baby.
You don't grow up in Pittsburgh and go to West Virginia and not be a dick. That's in the blood of Pittsburgh and West Virginia. Sorry, I live right next to both of them. I know this. So I don't mind Pat being a heel. I like Pat being a heel more than I like him being a face, and everybody loves him as a face. So
I
I'm
think
here
we had
for
enough of
dickhead
him.
Pat. So, but the question is, who's he aligned himself with now that he's not aligned with Randy? That'll be a question that'll be interesting. Yeah.
Maybe we'll find out tomorrow on Raw. Who knows?
So, I
Eng-
think we're ready
English-
for night 2.
English Adam Pierce. So, well, before we get to night 2, official grade for night 1. I'm going to say a C+.
C plus.
I'm gonna be different. I gave it a B minus.
Oh, boo-hoo. You're right there. $1, Bob.
$1, Bob.
Hey, sometimes that gets you in the Showcase Showdown.
At night 2,
Am I wrong?
Yeah,
Am I
Bless you.
wrong?
he's sneezing up a storm now.
that wasn't sneezing.
He
Night-
was coughing because of night 2.
Night 2 of WrestleMania starts with Obafemi defeating Brock Lesnar 4 minutes 45 seconds.
In a
And,
twist.
Hold on. Brian,
What?
I thought Brock was supposed to win.
I thought he was supposed to win too, but I didn't know he was deciding to retire either.
In a twist that honestly nobody saw coming because none of us saw it coming. He retired.
Yeah, but hold on. What a showing for Oba. Continues to stay hot on the main roster and beats the Beast incarnate.
Yeah.
So I guess my only question is, so what does Gunther say to Heyman about another favor?
Oh yeah, it's funny you should ask that question.
Right.
Because
Mike's like,
when
"Say
it
it,
was
say
over
it."
with, and everybody in our little chat area just kept running their mouths and talking and talking and talking, I privately messaged AJ. And I told AJ that wouldn't this be funny if this was all part of story? What if this was so that Brock Lesnar goes away, retired.
Retire.
Gunther wants to retire Brock Lesnar.
You don't get to retire on your own.
So his favor is to get Paul Heyman to convince Brock Lesnar that he needs to face Gunther at SummerSlam.
Or if Gunther just tries to beat Paul Heyman's ass for like 5-10 weeks in a row.
The thought process was two things. One, he tries to convince Brock that he's not retired, that he needs to beat Gunther. If he can't convince him, the other way I was thinking was that Gunther will take Paul out.
Yep.
Or he's going to challenge Paul to a match, and Brock is going to be the guy that saves Paul, but gets beat at the end.
I would also suggest, after a couple weeks of saying, get Brock here, he doesn't get to retire on his own. And if that doesn't work, we see somebody show up in Saskatchewan.
Yeah, very well, Rudy.
Can we
The
Something
only
tells
issue
me-
is Brock has a
something
lot
tells
of
me-
guns.
Something tells me Brock wouldn't have done that though if it meant that. I think Brock is done. It would be great if it was a story, and in my realm, it's what would be amazing. It's very 1990s.
Yeah, I think Brock doing all that, he's done as well.
I could see it being
Which-
done.
The caliber of Brock Lesnar that we just finished seeing, and I said this a couple weeks ago, this last huge run that he's had, at least from an audience perspective, he's had fun. And it's portrayed that he's had fun doing all this. And I'm happy that he's enjoying himself, not just making the $1 bills that he's making. Brock Lesnar, with everything he's done, he's what, a 10-time champion.
Yes.
He's a champion in MMA. He's an NCAA champion. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer whenever he goes in.
He's in New Japan. He won a title in New
Yes,
He
he's
Japan.
in
he's an IWGP World Heavyweight Champion.
And it sucks. It really it kind of stinks that if this is it, it's it. And I'm happy the way he went out. Everybody giving him his flowers on the way up that ramp, and the face that I know Paul's a good actor. I know Paul can act with the best of them when it comes to for storyline basis. Paul was crying.
Yeah. I'll say this. If Brock is done, thank you for what you've done. I don't care about the non in the ring issues, all that stuff. I could care less. Thank you for what you've done. You have transcended. He is and forever will be, and when he's gone long enough, people are going to be itching for it. He is and will always be this generation's Andre the Giant. Andre the Giant was a special attraction. He got in the territory days, everybody flocked to see Andre the Giant. If he wrestled or if he did an interview, it didn't matter. You went to the territories to see Andre. People went to shows to see how dominating Brock Lesnar is or was, whichever you want to use. I have stood next to the man with a barricade between us and is still scared the shit out of me. He is an anomaly.
I say,
You know
I
what
say,
I mean.
I say, I
Yeah,
say, boy.
sorry.
Anomaly.
In this world. He is 6'3",
Genetic freak.
295 pounds of an absolute monster man. He can do everything. He can beat you with power. He can beat you with speed. He can beat you. Just jumping into the ring was impressive for that man. There's
made
nothing
everything
that
look
Brock.
easy.
There's nothing that Brock Lesnar does that looks difficult.
Mm-hmm.
He makes everything look easy. I would almost imagine seeing him on a farm throwing square bells would be like me throwing a paper cardboard box that's empty. And then sons of bitches weigh 50 to 60 pounds.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, just the idea of that. I always was a Brock Lesnar fan. I always will be a Brock Lesnar fan. I, like you, I really enjoyed this Cowboy Brock of the last couple of years. Him and Cody was phenomenal, and you could tell he was having fun with Cody. Coming back, this whole thing with Oba, he was the original next big thing, and like Cole said, Oba is now the next big thing.
Yeah.
My only question is, and it falls back to a question that happens in the women's division. How long can you cheer on a monster that goes undefeated before you get tired of it, that you start complaining about it, and then once he turns into that mean heel monster, who destroys it?
Talking about Oba?
And in the women's division, it was always the Charlotte comparison. How can you cheer for somebody that towers over everybody? There's never anything that you have to go against. She never has to climb against anything. Her back's never against the wall. When does that happen for Oba to the point where now he's a mean monster heel? Mean monster faces don't get over as well. Mean monster heels get way more over. Does that make sense?
I honestly don't know, because before we started doing this podcast, we had a friend group that hated Brock Lesnar. And if he would just show up, people were pissed. But now, doing the podcast, doing everything we've done, and our watch party group, while some of them are like, "Oh, he's just gonna suplex again," it's not as toxic. I don't know how, especially with Oba now. I don't know if they can recreate the Brock Lesnar I'm tired of seeing him with Oba. I feel like Oba being able to talk himself, it helps. And I'm
Yeah.
not shitting on Brock. Brock can talk too. It's better when it's Paul Heyman. um, and I don't see Oba being a traditional heel. I think Oba's doing a really good job being a crowd favorite tweener. And who can beat him, you asked? There were countless times in NXT that I really thought Javon was doing it. He could make it seem that somebody can beat him and have a great match like he's done in the past. But if somebody's going to beat him, all it takes is one of those kicks, one of those jumps, one of those DDTs. Well, we'll use Javon as a barometer here, not a barometer, but
You
an
could say
example.
David
One of those
versus
OG
Goliath.
cutters catches, and 1, 2, 3. We could have seen that happen. They fought 4 times, and I'd at least say maybe 3 out of them. There was at least we thought Javon might have done it. Anybody. All it takes is one time to get caught.
But here's my question on this: how long before the I know I bashed them enough that I don't want to talk about them, but I'm using them as this example. How long before the IWC gets tired of Oba, especially when he starts taking out some of these indie darling people that the IWC loves so much, to the point that it'll be, oh, of course they're going to put over their homegrown talent over all the indie stars.
It depends
and they're
on
pushing him to the moon.
it depends on how long the
and
match goes.
He's only going to go against Roman to take the world title off of Roman, but then Roman's the one that's going to beat him, and of course it's going to be Roman.
The only thing is, if you go that route, like what we heard on the post show tonight, if that happens at the end of the year, damn,
It sounds like there's already a plan.
some people might be starting to get pissed about that because you're pushing that guy all the way to the stratosphere.
He's going to get the Roman treatment.
That's exactly what I was mentioning. You push
Yeah,
somebody that
and look
quickly.
how the Roman treatment worked at first. Everybody hated it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So how long before everybody gets tired of the Oba treatment?
It
as soon
depends
as
on
he wins.
I was to say it depends on who they feed him. And then what Mike says, as
As
soon
soon
as he
as-
gets that title,
As soon as he wins over Roman, that's when the shit's gonna hit the fan.
I think they're gonna cheer because it's not Roman, or they're gonna boo because it's not Roman, and then it's just he's done.
And I know it seems like it's the stick for everybody, but you know how you feed into the heat that he's gonna get when he beats Roman? Put him with Paul.
Well, I would say Paul's unemployed. No, he's not. Never mind.
Put him with Paul. It makes sense. I mean, especially if they work an angle where the like Braun and him end up splitting before then. But Paul has been known to jump from champion to champion to champion. He did it when Brock first lost the WWE
And
title
then
the
to Big
first time.
Show.
He lost because Heyman joined the Big Show. Big Show then lost the title because Heyman jumped with Kurt. He went champion, champion, champion. So Paul Heyman is not against jumping from person to person to person to person to person to make sure Paul's on top.
Yeah, and
So-
I guess the whole thing is, yes, you need to make a guy look strong. You need to make him build him up, but you just can't push somebody that quickly.
Yeah.
Without
you-
getting some backlash.
But you've worked him into the Oscar. You've worked him into the Oscar corner, where you were damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because if he would have lost tonight, the internet would have had a conniption fit. If he would have lost tonight, because they would exactly say the same thing. Oh, they're doing to him what they did to Asuka. He was so dominating in NXT, and then as soon as he gets to the main roster, they squash him.
But
Well, I'm sorry. Part of the problem with that is the way he lost the NXT title. Oh, wait a minute. He didn't lose it. He just dropped it in the middle of the ring and said, I'm headed to the main roster. Sorry, there's nobody here for me to beat.
Pissed me
When
off.
Joe Henry easily could have beat him for the NXT title, and it would not have hurt him one bit.
and I will argue that if he would have lost tonight, that brings him down a notch. And just
Yeah,
bring him
that
down
should-
a notch.
That's why he should have lost tonight. He should have lost to bring him down a notch to build him back up at the end of the summer.
Yes.
And it's not like it's that huge of a notch. It's fucking Brock Lesnar. Excuse my language.
Exactly. You're
I mean, it's a huge notch, but I mean, losing to Brock is not.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like you lost to Danhausen.
Sami Zayn.
This is the I know Brock is retiring and all this stuff and all like that stuff, but it's just like having Oba win, it's just like you're pushing him in that stratosphere now, and it's just like, okay.
He's going to get the Roman treatment sooner rather than later.
Yep.
And it's going to be to the point where he might not even have the belt and he's going to get booed.
Yeah, I mean, we all like Oba. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, God.
We all in here like Oba.
Oba is the future.
But, and the future was bright tonight.
With a lot
The
of them.
future was overly bright tonight. I almost had to put my sunglasses on.
Outside of
Just
Finn
don't
Balor.
have the sun aim at my head.
I
You'll
mean,
get
if I had my
blinded.
sunglasses on, the Finn Balor entrance would have been a lot cooler because it would have been a lot darker. But anyhow, can we get on to the second match? Because we were still only talking about the first match of night 2.
And we're an
Jesus
hour,
God.
11 minutes in.
We're going to be on Monday Night Raw before it starts.
Well, we're going to be on Monday by the time we get to the main event. Match number 2 of night 2. Penta defeating Javon Evans, Dragon Lee, JD McDonough, Rusev, and Rey Mysterio to retain his Intercontinental Championship. This match goes 15:08, and this was the car crash we all wanted, and everybody, all 6 of them, all of them, stood out in this match at one point or another.
I'm going to give this match, I'm going to throw it to you two because this would be the match where I sliced my finger and was playing operator.
It was
Or playing Nurse Betty. So it's all you two.
It was a great match. Javon Evans doing, his thing twice.
I will ask
3
this
times.
because I have not watched this back. Did he do anything that I predicted about an OG cutter off a ladder? Or on somebody on the ladder?
Yes.
Yes.
He caught somebody on the top of the ladder that they jumped off the ladder to
Yep.
get into the OG cutter. I think he was on the top rope when he jumped.
Yep.
Nice.
It was Rusev.
Nice.
Rusev.
Nice.
I was on the ladder.
Penta did a Mexican Destroyer on the
To
ladder.
To JD.
Wow. His big ass head.
Oh, it
And
looked bad.
then-
It looked like it hurt.
And West Coast by Ray to Rusev through the ladder. That was like pivoted on the announce table, and we all thought Rusev was dead. We're like,
Well,
oh,
then
he's dead.
I did happen to look in and glance, and I saw where Ray did the 619 to, I think, Dragon Lee
With the
Inside the
ladder.
ladder.
with the
Yes.
ladder. That was a nice little touch. Not to mention, I always had to look. I had looked in. I was in the middle of getting, like, Lonnie's got me all bandaged up, and I took off running. She goes, "Where are you going?" I said, "I gotta see what Rey Mysterio is wearing. It's WrestleMania." Deadpool.
Yep,
Deadpool.
Deadpool. It looked pretty cool. I was hoping to get a really cool like gear from Penta, but it was his normal black and red. But he was dressed like Shogun from Mortal Kombat's 2.
Which is
South America.
ridiculous. I don't know how they allowed that to happen.
It was sponsorship.
I understand that, but there are sometimes you have to defer sponsorship.
What do you mean?
Everything was Street Fighter, and then boom, Mortal Kombat.
It's been Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter all weekend, dog.
But it's
I understand it completely.
I mean,
But they both were being sponsored all night, both nights. So
I mean, we got our Star Wars tidbit. So I mean, we got that.
yeah, I mean, yeah, we got Star Wars. What the hell, Mandalorian and whatever the hell Yoda's real
Grogu.
name is.
Yeah.
We had that promotion last night. Is it all under Disney?
Well, yeah.
I mean, I'm asking. I don't think Mortal Kombat is under the Disney umbrella, but
neither Street
Fighter. But I don't know who's producing the movies. Maybe they're Disney offskirts, or
I don't
probably
think
not.
so.
As gory as
think
Street
so.
Fighter is, probably not.
That'd have to be like a touchstone picture.
But
and I don't
still,
think it is.
I mean, it's not like we were gonna get Cody and Roman to do a Street Fighter entrance. Although a Street Fighter entrance for Roman probably would have been really sick. We didn't need Colonel Guile because that looks awful.
Mm.
But if we would have got a Roman, I forget who Roman's playing in the new Street Fighter. If we'd have got his entrance, that probably would have been pretty sweet. But
this match, back to the ladder match, phenomenal.
It was very good.
The car crash
can
we
we
all
use that
wanted
word
it to
anymore?
be. Absolutely, in
Did
respect.
that movie? Did that phrase get retired with the Hall of Fame and ceremony, or can we still
Nope. Nope, because
say
every
things
time I
are
say it, I
phenomenal?
want you to think of AJ Styles.
Are you going? Everything was phenomenal, phenomenal. He just got gloves that say phenomenal across them. Phenomenal.
But it was a very good match. Very,
Yeah,
very good
Ryan,
match.
it's a go back and
I'm gonna go.
Yes.
Justin
Tonight.
gets off. Justin
Tonight.
gets off at 2:00. We're gonna go back and watch the first two matches.
I probably still might be up. So
Next,
match number 3, Trick Williams with Lil Yachty.
Lil Yachty. There you go.
Cool, thank you. Defeating Sami Zayn, thank God, for the U.S. Championship 707. Sammy literally does it to himself.
The only thing I
I
can say.
just realized reading this that every match was 1-on-1 except for that ladder match tonight.
The only thing I can say is whoop that Trick. That's it. That's all you can say about that
Trick
match.
has come out, and I'm so happy.
The only thing cooler than Trick winning the U.S. title, which was all for, I just wish it was him and Carmelo Hayes, not Sami Zayn. The little girl from the pre-show that had her own lemon pepper steppers. If nobody else saw that, he was being interviewed on the pre-show, and this little girl is there with her dad, and she got the white fur coat on, and she had lemon pepper steppers on.
Yes, she did.
So that was pretty cool. Trick Williams winning the U.S. title. Like I said, the future was shown tonight with with Penta winning, with Oba winning, with Trick winning.
Just not the next match.
It's going to be
Hold
interesting.
on. But like I said, Sammy does it to himself. He gets out of the ring and beats up
Little
Lil
Yachty.
Yachty.
Yeah,
And then
it's
it
just-
comes back and bites him when it's time for him to go for a haluva kick. Lil Yachty comes around to his side and holds his leg down.
Yeah, start of the double turn. Start of the double turn.
I don't have much more on this. I'm fine with Trick winning. I don't have much to say about Sammy because
Yeah.
I don't care.
Match number 4, the Demon, Finn Balor, defeating Dominic Mysterio in a street fight. It goes 10-27. And this match, again, they
Very
brought out
solid.
the brutality. Very solid.
Did
Yep.
it need to be a street fight?
I don't
know.
think
Ask
so.
Adam Pierce. Ask Adam Pierce that.
I don't think so, but if you're going with the Demon, it doesn't hurt. Because hell's going to kick your ass any way it can.
Yeah.
At least
I
I'm
was
going
just
to get
wondering-
squashed.
I was
Yeah,
just
he gets-
wondering if it needed to be a street fight or not. As we can tell who the sour Dom fan is down here.
Hey, I'm just saying he didn't get squashed. He looked pretty good in that match. I'm okay with it. We move forward.
Are we going to make fun of his cardboard cutout throne that he came to the ring on?
I mean,
Oh, you mean the scissor lift?
I mean, this is your
Yeah,
lift. You
the
could.
scissor lift with the cardboard laying drooped over it.
Did
like
you
were a
see how
kid
he
playing
jumped
war?
off of that? Just yep.
He was being the king of the luchadors, so I mean, you gotta put him on a throne, people. Come on.
How many of them? I'm betting because they were all wearing different tights. They were wearing the same shirt and the same mask, but I bet all them guys thought they were actually going to wrestle, and they got paid $5 to walk down the ring carrying a flag. And they were like, "Son of a beach."
It was a solid match. I thought
It was very solid. It was good.
Very solid.
I think they both put on a very good performance.
I'm ready to see what's next for Finn.
I hope it's like a.
And
just a-
I'm ready.
Yeah.
And I'm ready to see what happens next with the Judgment Day. So, and especially Dom and Liv. So
I think
we
Finn.
move forward.
I personally think Finn and Penta would be a very good contest, with both being heels.
Yeah.
Penta? Bad guy?
No, both being faces. Sorry.
Oh. That would be another demon match I would like.
Penta's been heel before in other companies there, Leroy.
I know, but I'm just saying, right now, I
He's
don't
so
think
over
he
with
could
the
be.
kids. He's so over with the kids. You know what I missed out? With Penta being there, winning the IC title, did he go over and see his buddy any, or did he just not know his buddy was there?
I don't know who you're
Kittle?
talking about.
No. Oh, Kittle, no.
No, I
Yeah.
don't think so.
I'm kind of
No.
shocked. I was waiting for that to happen, and then the match started when Big Headed. I did see the very beginning when Big Headed JD took out Javon's legs to start the match. I was like, way to go. Mania's going to start, and he's going to blow out Javon's knee with a chop block. Way to go.
It hit the main event.
No.
No. Well, yeah, no. Somebody's
Oh,
main
that's
event.
that's right.
Somebody's main event. Let me talk to you.
Rhea Ripley defeating Jade Cargill for the WWE Women's Championship. It goes 10:08.
Yeah, solid match for
I
what it
will
was.
let me start off
This
with
is my brutality!
He got AJ on that one.
Ooh. Did you forget to mute them?
Yep, I heard it. Everybody heard it.
Good.
Holy shit.
Mommy
so-
is on top again.
It was a
Nothing
solid
more
That's
to
all
say.
fine and we'll give me a second. We'll talk about Rhea Ripley in a second.
Who?
It might have
Hey, Ripley.
it might have been Rhea carrying Jade. Jade was great in this match.
Yes.
Jade was phenomenal in this match.
Jade-
I don't care if they practiced it. I don't care anything.
Jade is at the point where she needs that veteran in the ring with her.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was also a sink or swim moment for Jade.
I don't know about sink or swim, but
You're in the ring with Rhea Ripley. If it's not good, it's not
you
Rhea's
almost
fault.
you almost did that on accident to sound like Rob, and you almost sounded like Rob on that one.
I
as
don't sound like Rob.
You leaned forward and it went Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, Ripley.
It's not Rob, it's EO.
That is true. It
I
is
know, but
EO.
it's more funnier when Rob says it.
Or
I don't know
Rob
why we don't have that as
singing
a soundboard yet.
A Christmas Carol.
Yes, I will agree. It was a very good match for Jade. Jade, very much so. But Jade needs to be in the ring right now with people that can call the match as they go or keep her on track. They put her in the ring with Jordan Grace. Jordan Grace, great wrestler. Still learning the WWE way of things. Not really a ring general in the WWE. They put her in the ring with. Oh wait, that was her only title defense between the time she won it until now. So, see, that's a problem. Put her in the ring with Meechin. Meechin in the beginning of January kind of led her on a got her good in her matches. There at the end of last year. I mean, Meechin led her through the matches. Jade is at the point where she is a polarizing figure in the ring and out of the ring, but her in-ring skills still need to be walked through in the match, and Rhea did a great job of that tonight.
I also think a lot with Jade is she tries to go too fast with things. If she
Yeah.
slows down, like tonight, she slows down just a little bit, it looks
makes
a
it work.
lot better.
Yeah,
Yes.
she can make it work.
Yep. And the two girls with Meechin and BFAB getting involved, and poor little EO having to sprint the 75 yards.
And her top coming
Her
off for a
top
split
is
second.
falling down twice. Good thing she's only got skier bites, so it wouldn't have been that much of a difference if they'd have fell or not. Sorry,
don't-
Joe.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't tell Joe that.
He was very excited for Ero. It was even written on her wrist. I loved Rhea's gear, the prison, the inmate gear. I thought it
The
was cool
asylum.
looking. It got away from all black and purple. Throw in that acid wash look. I really liked it.
Mommy's
She's the
back on top.
She's back on top.
And now
Mommy is
moves
on
over to
top.
SmackDown.
And now the question becomes, how long into the summer do we go before EO turns heel on Rhea?
I hope it doesn't.
I kind of hope it doesn't, but
At
it's probably
some
gonna
point,
go.
it's got to happen.
Probably,
At some point, one of them two have to turn on each other. They are too much buddy, my girl deal that eventually something has to backfire.
Why do they have to turn? Why can't they just It's a match.
Because what has happened every time they have fought each other when it's just a straight up match?
EO has always beaten Rhea.
EO has always beaten Rhea.
I will say it will probably happen between Clash in Italy and SummerSlam in that month and a half break.
The thing is I think I don't know if it's going to happen. If anything, Rhea's gonna have to go heel. Because EO and Rhea at the moment are trying to get Kyrie away from Asuka, and Kyrie's not going to come over and be a bad guy. Kyrie's going to jump over and be a face.
I'm sorry, but Cairo will do whoever's in charge of her is what she'll do. So, but yes, I agree. I kind of am in the mood for a Rhea heel. Rhea heel is a lot hotter than Rhea face.
But
And I think you got to remember too. I think we're gonna get Asuka and Io at Backlash, so they got to do that first.
What was that?
Asuka
they're
and Io
gonna-
at Backlash.
Yeah, they're gonna probably run that first before they get into anything else.
Yes.
I don't see it anytime soon. It might not even be this title run. Or it could be whenever Rhea or loses the championship. Maybe Io messes that up.
I think it one way or another, Rhea's got to get one on Io at some point. You can't let Io have Rhea's number all the time. That's gonna eventually eat at Rhea, and Rhea will finally get that one.
So you could say they have a match together. Rhea beats Io, and that's when Io kind of just like flips the switch and be like, "I've always beaten you. Why can I beat you now?"
No,
thing?
I guess you go that way, but I was saying it was Io fails to help Rhea. Rhea loses the championship.
So you want the feud to be without the world title involved?
Could be, or it could be Rhea loses the title, Io then gets
turns around and wins it back from whoever beats Rhea.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. And
then Rhea's like, that should have been my
as long as
shot.
we get the split and the breakup, I don't care which way it goes, honestly.
I'm okay with them being friends still for a while.
No, it's too cheesy. It's too
it's not as bad as Bailey and Lyra.
No, Bailey and Lyra is more of it just needs to happen already.
Yeah, I agree, because
I feel like Monday it's gonna happen, but for Rhea and Io, I'm fine with it staying the way it is for a month or so. But there's gotta be, you don't have this cheesy all we're best friends story going without the idea of we're gonna break these two apart at some point.
Well, so you're gonna break up two teams within a month?
No, I would say you're probably gonna get it in that, like you said, that dead period between June and July.
And I mean, you could, if you want to talk about teams breaking up, I mean, you'll have the Charlotte and the Alexa factor at some point too down the road.
3 women teams breaking up within a matter of a month,
and
2 months,
that
3
leaves
months.
room for call-ups from NXT to go to the tag team division.
What other, outside of just...
I mean, if you're going to move JC Jade up like the rumor is now, you could definitely move Fallon and What's-Her-Face up in SummerSlam. You could definitely move Ren Sinclair and Kendall Gray up eventually after Kendall wins the NXT Women's title.
I still think, as much as I like Fallon, I feel like Fallon needs to be top girl.
Wait a minute, you can even do this. If you hold off on Rhea and Io splitting, and you're going to turn Rhea heel in it, let's say you wait till,
Her and
I don't
JC.
know, Money in the Bank when they're in September, like give them that time of period. There's a certain heel woman down at NXT right now that is from the exact same city, hometown, and everything as Rhea Ripley. Could you imagine the tag team of Rhea Ripley and Zarya? Exactly. I need a minute.
He needs a minute. He needs to go grab some tissues.
I don't even know which one to cheer for more. Never mind.
Yes, you do.
But
Both
I
of
mean,
them.
it's a possibility. You never know. Right now, we're at that point where you don't know where they're headed for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
And all things are possible. But eventually, Rhea and Io are gonna go separate.
Oh, 100%. I agree. I don't want it to happen just yet.
No, we'll find out the direction where we're gonna go starting tomorrow.
So
That's the
before
we'll
we
see that, we'll see them on Friday. Not to mention, Io is on Raw and Rhea's on SmackDown now.
Yeah, I already said that.
Well, I'm just reiterating because I'm the guru.
Yeah, it sounds better when it comes out of your mouth. I know, I get it.
Exactly.
Before we get to the main event, John Cena did announce the attendance for night 2. Talked about it earlier. But then we get the Miz belittling
And that other guy, what's your name again?
Kit Wilson.
Well, Cena didn't know who the hell he was.
Well, he was very nice to introduce himself, though.
Yeah, it was.
But The Miz wanted his WrestleMania moment because he didn't have one last year. Kind of got squashed. And then we get
Danhausen.
We get Danhausen
No.
and his
We get a whole bunch of, and we can say this because they asked to be called this. We get a bunch of midget Danhausens.
And one of them decided to get hit right in the toxic penis.
That was the funniest thing.
Dude, we all
ever.
started laughing so far.
I forget what that guy's name was, but Danhausen like calls him by name and he's like, getting. And he just walks over and he punches Kit Wilson right directly in the nuts. And it was hilarious.
Kit
And then
Wilson
they-
drops like a sack of puppies.
Then they dog pile Kit Wilson and Miz is throwing them all off. And what does Danhausen do? Punches him in the nuts.
Yep.
Not to mention beforehand, he also points at John Cena and goes, I have something to say to you. And everybody was like, oh, God, don't curse him.
Excuse me? Pardon
And
me?
he's just
Excuse
like,
me?
excuse me, pardon me. Walks over and he goes, hi, Danhausen. Nice to meet you. I really love New York.
Huge fan.
Huge fan.
And then Cena's
then-
like,
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
Cena gives him permission to use the 5-knuckle shuffle, only he makes it the 5-knuckle Danhausen shuffle.
you
And then
are cursed.
and then pokes. If you notice, he doesn't punch him. He pokes.
Yeah, he did.
He
poked
pokes
him.
him in the eye, and
I just-
Danhausen gets his moment.
I just thought something great with the you are cursed thing. If he does anything with LA Knight,
L.A. Night.
you are cursed.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now, after that beautiful segment to bring the crowd back down a little bit, it is time to have the absolute main event that we expected, wanted, and got. Roman Reigns defeating CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. It goes 33-56. Excuse me, I have to sneeze.
There it is.
You know why you had to sneeze?
You are cursed.
It goes 33-56 of pure, and I'm serious with this, and correct me if I'm wrong, and I know the internet will love to, magic between the two of them.
It was very, very, very good.
They might not like each other personally, but they respect each other enough professionally to give that match exactly what they did. It was phenomenal. They told one hell of a story. There was bite backs from both sides that they didn't like each other. I can go back and watch this match anytime I want and still be into it, enjoy it. It was that damn good. Punk maybe has lost a half a step, if that, with his age. They kind of played into it at the end of the match with him not
When
being
he
able to do
collapsed?
another. Yeah.
Yes.
Which, whatever. He's old, I guess. You know, kind of got told that earlier. This match was great. No interference, just them two. And thank God there was no interference. Did I want CM Punk to continue his title reign? Yes. But with the news we got in the press conference that we'll talk about afterwards, Roman Reigns being the champion, I'm all for.
And AJ keeps his streak of saying when Punk wears white, he bleeds.
I'm not right all the time, but I'm right more times than I'm wrong.
It was a very, very good match. I was thoroughly entertained, and the crowd was into it. It was magic. That was great.
This match was, like I said, I don't want to say phenomenal again because that's redundant. Was match of not just this year's Mania, of last year's Mania combined.
So you're saying it's cinema, as they say?
Yeah, absolutely. I will give it that. There was CM Punk throwing Superman punches. There was a Roman attempt at a GTS. You know, they were doing everything in their power to tell the story of I will do whatever it takes to beat you.
And we saw that with a low blow as well when the referee
yeah.
wasn't looking.
Now to the
Desperate
Guru for
times.
his.
Desperate times call for desperate measures on that one.
Off
Yep.
to the
That
Guru
wasn't a
because, you
heel
know,
turn. That wasn't anything of that. That was I'm doing everything I possibly can to maintain my title.
Yeah.
Your sentiments is the same as mine. This was phenomenal. I can use it because you didn't use it yet.
every
No,
time we got to do it. We got...
This is gonna be, barring what the internet says, because they're a bunch of douchebags. This will be the best WrestleMania main event match, even more than 40. Only because we didn't have 6 people running into the match. This was old school, one-on-one, beating the ever-loving dog shit out of each other. From the table spot to the corner post where Punk gets hung up and Roman hits him in the face with the steel steps. Like,
Okay, and I know
amazing.
I've already seen a lot of posts. Why was that not a disqualification? Do you want to know why?
It's
Because the
main
ref gave it
event
leeway.
of WrestleMania. You're not DQing somebody on that. Sorry, it's not happening.
This ain't your regular episode of
Do we
Monday
not
Night
have
Raw for
countouts?
Smack-
Yeah.
Do we not have countouts? Is there no
But-
DQs for weapons being used? Shut the fuck up.
I will say this, and I noticed it from night 1, and I wanted to see how night 2 played out. A lot of people were shocked ending the matches because people didn't see the ending coming. The one thing that they kept going through the whole night, both nights, there was none. There was absolutely no false finishes. There was no I hit you with my finish and you kicked out, except for Brock and Oba. That was the only one that comes to mind. I could be wrong. But when they hit their finisher on somebody, the match was over.
I mean,
yeah.
Orton hit a crossroads, but it's not his finisher. So.
It's not his finish. It's when you hit your finish.
Dom did the 619 to Finn, and then did the frog splash, and Finn kicked out at 1. And then he did it a second time, and Finn kicked out again.
Okay, so Finn gets the exception of the rule because it was the demon, not Finn.
Correct.
Makes sense. But I mean,
Gunther
like,
did 2 sleeper holds.
Well, submissions are different than pinfall. I meant like Oba hit the power bomb, the fall from grace once, beat Brock. Yes, Brock hit the F5 and they kicked out, but that's you have to have somebody hit a finish to make. But we didn't have false finish after false finish after false finish after false
I
finish.
get it.
We had definitive wins. Like, we didn't have false finishes for false finishes case to get everybody on their feet and get everybody cheering and clapping like AEW and all them guys do. And even WWE is guilty of doing it years ago. We had none of that. It was this guy hit his finish, this guy kicked out of it. When this guy hit his finish, it was over. And I think they're trying to put that emphasis back on to the finishing moves matter. And it's not just false finish for false finish sakes to get you up out of the seat.
Mm-hmm.
It's more of the shock now that the 1, 2, 3 occurred than the false finish of the kick out. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed every minute of it. I thought tonight was better than last night. I thought last night was still very good, as I gave it a B-. I thought tonight was better.
What is tonight's score? Because I think Joe gave the main event an A-, unless that's the night 2 or the WrestleMania score. He didn't specify.
What did you give it? Why do I gotta go first? I'm the guru. I go last.
I gave this one a A-.
For the whole night or just the main event?
The whole night.
I got it as an A- too for the whole night.
I
then
gave it
Ron-
a straight up A.
And I
That
here's the-
figured.
well, here's the thing too, because what did I even tell you guys in the chat? I said I had zero hopes for tonight, and that just I was like, okay,
Sometimes you have to go into pay-per-views with zero hope for it to be really good. Because if you go in overthinking it, it's gonna be dog water.
Or you could just go in and just be like, what it is, what it is.
it is what it is.
I mean, no hope or is what it is to me is the same thing. So
Oh, okay.
I mean, I got so sick and tired of opening up social media after last night and hearing nothing about the matches themselves. It was all about commercials and
61 minutes of entrances.
this match only went this long and the commercial was longer than this match and all the women matches in night one were shorter than the main event. Blah 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 blah
It
blah.
didn't.
But let's think about it this way. When we go watch the Super Bowl, you get 11 to 18 minutes of TV time before a commercial and it takes 3.5 hours to do a 1 hour game. But nobody complains because they're Super Bowl.
It doesn't. The timing of the matches don't bother me because they didn't feel rushed. Everybody, it felt like, got their, for lack of better terms, their shit in. And when it finished, it finished. It didn't feel like, oh, we're on a time clock.
And also, like, people, I don't understand how people can bitch and complain that a pay-per-view was over with by 10 o'clock. It started at 6.
Because the
I
other
don't
show
need-
goes until 1 in
I
the
don't
morning.
need midnight 1 o'clock shows if it's going to start at 6 o'clock. Give me 4 hours and I'm good. I mean, I saw so many people on social media bitching that they don't know what to do with the rest of their night because the show's over with by 9:30. Well, that's your own damn problem.
I will even say too, to that point, they had a lot of other things to plan after WrestleMania. You think about the Kill
Yeah.
Tony recording, and then probably tonight they're going to be going out
You
to
have
clubs.
Kill
that.
Tony last night. You have the Gronk party tonight.
Yep.
They have WWE's very smart TKO. As much as people said for them to go F off during Roman's post-show thing, they're really business oriented. There's so many WWE events in Las Vegas over these 3 nights that they leave enough time for people so they're not rushing to get the places. They've paid the tickets to get into Gronk's beach party. They've paid the tickets to go to Hinchcliffe. They paid tickets to go to the Hall of Fame after the SmackDown. They made so much money over this weekend, not WrestleMania tickets, that they're gonna make money over this weekend. Whether that crowd was only 25,000 people in the stands, the company made money this weekend because they're business, not just the wrestling business, the entertainment business, and they capitalized on it in Vegas. They capitalized on it last year. They learned from their mistakes from last year and fixed them this year. I will not be shocked if they're not close to somewhere in the ballpark of 200 to 300 million.
Hey, we just got a new subscriber, by the way.
Well, hell yeah.
Brother
Nice.
BKL Contreras, sports entertainer guy. Welcome to the party,
Yeah.
pal.
Did we have to pay for him?
Well, and it's like too. You think about it, they're even going to make more money tomorrow because the world's still open all the way till I believe Raw starts. The convention
Yeah,
center.
the world will be open. I think it closes at, what was it, like 4 or 6 for us on
Yeah.
Monday.
Yeah.
For us I'm thinking about for us for 40. It was open on Monday for us till 4 or 6, and then we just went straight to
We're only gonna go to the world,
Raw.
one
Yeah.
day while we're there. Every
Nah.
single day.
I think
Every
it's
single day we went to the world, and
I
it was
think it's
great.
open till 3 or 4 because then
Okay.
they're giving people an hour to get to T-Mobile for Raw.
I really don't understand all the bitching about it. I really don't. Like what you said.
They're-
I don't get it.
It's social
The-
media too.
Wrestling fans are just as bad as, Star Wars fans when they're bitching about the product.
Is it bad as
Why
NASCAR
can't you
fans?
just
Yes.
worse?
WWE wrestling fans in general are by far the worst critics of their own stuff that they will continue to keep watching. You know what the definition of insanity is if you keep repeating the same thing and expecting a different answer.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't. Why can't people just sit back and enjoy it? If you don't like it, sucks. You didn't enjoy it. Whatever. It is what it
Because
is.
the internet has to have people that are way smarter than what they think they're way smarter than they actually are, and it's annoying as hell.
Yeah, I guess.
It is overly annoying. Just sit back and watch the damn product. It was a great 2 nights of WrestleMania.
So we got brother in the chat now. Shout out to everyone in the chat, including the NDNT podcast. Keep up the good work on the channel. Appreciate and shout out from South Bronx. Wonder if he's a Yankee fan.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Man, we don't need another one of that.
Come
I'm
on.
happy for the subscription, but the last thing I need is another Yankees fan.
No, if he said South Bronx, I was like, no, I like the Mets. I was,
I don't think anybody except for Rob's admitting they're a Mets fan.
especially now losing 11 in a row.
Yeah. But anyhow, a great WrestleMania.
I loved it.
I liked every minute of it. I will probably watch it back again either later on. I'm going to watch it back later tonight, at least night 1. I'll probably watch night 2 again tomorrow.
I was thinking the same thing. I'm gonna be up all night anyway. I work nights. I have to stay up at night now.
I will say this for tomorrow night. I think people need to lower their expectations of what
Mike.
the Monday night after Raw is or was, because it's not the same as it used to be.
Hey, I still try to be positive about it. Okay.
I understand that, but we learned.
I'm afraid to see what team he likes now.
He says, "Wow, now that's a freaking joke." LOL. Well,
We talking about the Yankees or the Mets?
but the night after WrestleMania isn't the shock and awe of returns and things of that nature that it was when it was at its highest peak. Could you get great matches tomorrow night? No doubt in my mind you could get great matches tomorrow night. You're gonna get Roman Reigns. Are you gonna get CM Punk? Who knows?
Maybe we see a handshake.
I mean, for God's sakes, let's hope we don't get a whole I'm gonna hand you this one thing and you're gonna remember it forever and walk out and everybody's like, what the hell was all that we just wasted the first half hour of Raw for, like WrestleMania 40, because that was horrible. I'm glad I went home right after the show. 1, because I was tired, and 2, it just screwed AJ over. But anyhow.
I was supposed to go home after the show, and then Ryan said no.
How?
I'm going. So, do we want to talk about the...
Joe, I'm going to ask a question. You have a B- for night 1, and your overall grade is a C+. So how bad did you give night 1?
No, he said, night 2 he gave a B-, a C+ for my grade, and for a total grade.
Overall, I want to know what night 1 was, because it's got to be lower than a C.
Yeah, I don't understand his grading. I don't know if I know he's 6, so he might be on like NyQuil or something.
I asked him earlier today because he was going on a rant. I said, "Are you high on cough medicine?" And he said, "No, I'm just being Joe." I'm like, "Well, you're angry. You need a Snickers."
Well, do we wanna touch on the shout outs before we get out of here?
A C.
Well,
Okay.
hold on.
Okay.
Before we talk
Gave
about
it a C. Gave night 1 a C. Gave night 2 a B-. That would be a C+ average.
I
Good
think
job. I bet Brandon did that for him.
I think Mike was going here.
Go ahead, Brandon. Or go ahead, Mike.
But yeah, before we talk about the post show, there's a couple people we need to thank that helped out the podcast, helps out the Discord. I think this is where Mike was going, so I apologize for stealing your.
No, this is exactly where I was going.
Your thunder. A huge shout out to Joe for doing out all our pick'em stuff. You know, getting all of our links squared away. And letting us be able to just go on Google Docs and pick who we think is going to win the match. And Ryan, great job for adding everything up. It might have taken you a pay-per-view or two every now and then, but hey, you got it done. Sean won, I think, again.
Joe said, I remember I made a comment that Brandon helped him. Joe says, nope. Then Brandon commented, I didn't help with Joe's trash.
That's funny.
Yeah, for anybody who doesn't know, we do have a WWE PLE pick'em. Just PLEs. Just PLEs. I'm saying it now. Nobody ask about Saturday night's main events. Just PLEs. If you would like to join, put a comment in the Discord, in the YouTube. Ryan looks at the comments every now and then. It'll probably be me sending Ryan a message. And he'll get you the link to the Discord if you'd like to join.
Not just the YouTube comments. To make sure you hit the Facebook for the webpage, comments, likes, all that stuff.
Yep.
If you hit us up that you want to be in our pick'em, it's not a cash pick'em. It's not a prize pick'em. It's a
for
pride
fun.
pick'em.
Yep.
It's just for fun, and I think next year will be 10 years.
I believe
Or
so. I believe
Backlash will start 10 years.
I believe Backlash will start year 10 of us doing it. And it started off with only 4 people.
And,
And
do you
also-
know? And do you know whose idea it was?
AJ's.
You say my
AJ's
wife, I'm
wife.
gonna kick.
AJ's wife. Nice try, AJ. You forget I was there at the beginning. It was Jessica's.
And I will even throw in too, if anybody wants to join the Discord as well for the pick'em as well too. You can also join us. We also stream Raw, SmackDown, and the PLEs.
And NXT when we can.
NXT, yeah.
So
NXT when
we
you
have a
can.
lot of fun.
Mike's not much of the NXT guy. It's more me, and AJ will chime in every once in a while, and then Joe. Joe does. Me and Joe are really into the NXT, so we will stream it if there's more than just me and him watching it.
And one more person to shout out for doing all our Jey Uso entrance times.
What did we get on that timer though? What did you tell
Oh
people at
yeah,
home?
I have it right here.
God.
So I added up the time. So it ended up being 179.49
Really that much?
minutes. So I rounded it up to 180 minutes. It gives us exactly 3 hours of Uso yeeting for an entire year. Like we literally went one full calendar year, 3 full hours of yeeting.
Didn't you
If
get
anybody wants to make a video of them yeeting for 3 hours, I will gladly post it.
didn't you get help from somebody on that too?
Rob's the one that kept track of us. How many
Yeah, for the most part.
for the most part during the time. Every time he came to the ring, you usually yelled at him to start the timer.
Yep.
He was adding them up, and I started adding it up, and I just wanted to make sure that we were if we both were close on times, I knew we were good, and I think we were almost identical with the 179.49. So I just went ahead and rounded it up to 180 to give us 3 full hours of eating.
Shout
That's
out
Do you
Rob.
insane.
think we can get the fat man to eat for 3 hours?
No.
Could you imagine how man? Them,
No.
by the time that be over with, them children be going. "Grr, grr, 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 grr." Somebody give me some penetrating oil.
Shout out to Rob. And also keep doing that in the chat for our timer as we go into the next year.
Yeah, we appreciate everybody for
Yeah.
doing all the stuff to help out with the channel and the Discord.
Yeah, I mean it was fun when we got close to the end just to see the amount of time. Our guys are so funny, guys.
It's the chat. It's the
it's
chat.
the
So if you
chat.
haven't seen the chat, check the chat.
Yeah.
We hitting the post show
so-
before we get out of here.
Yeah, we have the post show. They interview Trick Williams first.
Doing some naughty stuff with
It's
his
Penta.
fiance on
Or Penta was
stage?
first, sorry.
Penta was
Penta was
first.
first.
Penta saying Penta is the new Rey Mysterio. Basically. Rey Mysterio is then, Penta is now, I think was the correct
Ooh,
wordage.
That's a cheap
Mm.
shot.
Cheap shot. And then Lash Legend forgot where she was for like half a minute.
I don't see nothing wrong with a little bump and grind. Think he'll wear the U.S. title?
mean-
Never mind.
I mean, would you rather seen that or would you rather see Corey Graves twerking on Saturday with Liv
Dude.
Morgan?
I'll give Corey a B+ on effort on that one though.
It's like he
To
knows.
just
never
do
heard of
He
that,
like he knows that though.
just to drop down and just do that in front of a live crowd.
Thought
It's like
he
he
was
had-
going to hurt himself.
It's like he had practice, man.
It was pretty funny. He looked like he was having convulsions. And he even mentioned, he's like, my wife is a professional dancer and I'm gonna get chewed up and spit out when I get into Pittsburgh.
Wah, wah. And I guess, guys, the
um,
big thing on the post show was the news.
and we get Roman.
Roman says he's going to be here throughout the summer as a
Yeah,
full-time
well,
guy.
I mean, he played the crowd really well during that post conference.
He did.
They like he even made fun of them, and they just went along with it. Like, damn, we got some bipolar crowd in this mofo tonight. Like, they were chanting for him, but chanting for Punk. They turned around and started chanting for Oba. He turned around and looked at him funny. And then they're like, "Oh, Oba's gonna kill you," and he's like, "Oba, you gonna kill me, Oba?" And then he tells Oba, he's like, "You got to work for it all summer long, and we'll see how you are at the end of the summer." So he said, "Because I'm gonna be here all summer," which I kind of expected that. I kind of felt like that he was gonna take a break there from probably. I would say most likely their match is gonna be SummerSlam. I would say maybe Money in the Bank.
And I hope that's when Oba gets knocked down a level.
But then Roman will take that month or 2 month break because Street Fighter comes out October 16th. So I would imagine him and Cody will both take that media break.
I mean,
And then you-
they've already started it though.
Yeah, but as we get closer, it's going to be a lot more media.
Oh,
And then
okay.
They're going to be hammering home the promotions for Street Fighter.
And then you can have them both refresh and come back up right around for the Royal Rumble time. Start the whole cycle again.
Or have one back for War Games.
Yeah, that's true too. If they do War Games, maybe they'll just do the regular Survivor Series this year. Who knows?
Yeah, I've wanted that the last couple of years, and I doubt that's happening.
Yeah, I think they're going to continue with the whole War Games thing, no matter what. Whether they actually have it together or not, will be another thing. I'm kind of curious though. That June and July with no PLEs, I kind of hope they don't. Well, no, don't we know that they're doing a Saturday night's main event in there? Hasn't that already been announced? Because you got one coming up that's in. Oh, where was the one?
May 23rd is a
and
Saturday
then the
night's main
Garden.
event.
The Garden was announced for Saturday night's main event during Fanatics Fest,
Hold
which
on.
is July, which is during Comic-Con or Kineticon. He can't hear me because he took his headphones off because they're dying. So he would know the date of Kineticon, which I believe is like the July 20th, 22nd weekend.
There's a Saturday night main event at Fort Wayne on May 23rd, 2026, and then you go to Clash in Italy.
When's Kineticon? When's Kineticon?
Oh, July 16th.
Which is the same weekend as Fanatics Fest in New York, which is the same weekend they're doing
Ah,
the
here we go.
Garden for Saturday night's main
here
event.
we go. Yep, July 18th, 2026, Madison Square Garden.
So that's going to be a big. You would almost get that Saturday night's main event is almost going to be like a PLE because it's the first time they've had Saturday night's main event back in the Garden since 80s.
Mhm.
So that will have a big card. It may only still be 4 matches, but I meant it'll have big time matches on that card. You can bet your ass on that one. So that could be a place where one of somebody's titles are going to change.
Yep.
Leading into SummerSlam, and we'll have a clearer path on what we're headed towards during SummerSlam as that as well. So
Yeah, because that's the last thing before SummerSlam. That might even probably the last.
SummerSlam is the first weekend of
August 1st and 2nd.
So you got 2 weeks before in between.
Yeah. So you'll probably want to start positioning yourself probably like.
And I
end of
will
June.
not continue the SummerSlam streak this year.
I don't know. You almost did WrestleMania.
I know, but something tells me that going to Minnesota in this climate for SummerSlam probably not a good idea.
I got nothing else.
I got nothing else. We got Monday Night Raw tomorrow night, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll be back next Sunday. Catch us live. I think we may get the Fat Man back next week.
I hope
He was
so.
trying to get it all in, but he ran out of time trying to get it all in. He had to do the old throw the ball down the lane thing this weekend. So we shall see if we get the idea of the Fat Man back. Next week we will talk the Monday Night Raw after, and the SmackDown after, and the hangover of what was this WrestleMania, and we'll kind of look to see if we're gonna hit that lull period like we normally do after WrestleMania.
I was just about to bring that up.
We're gonna see if it's gonna if we think that's where we're headed to a lull period, or if we think it's just gonna ramp up and stay hot through the summer months. So far, 2 years of it, we've been wrong, and it's been dead. So we shall see. Next pay-per-view is Backlash. If you want to get into the pick'em, we'll drop the link to the Discord. You only have 3 weeks. Matches get posted in your pick'em. We post the pick'em matches the Friday night after, Friday night after the final SmackDown before the pay-per-view. So you only have a short window to get the picks in before the pay-per-view start. Especially for, where is it? France? Where's the clash at?
Italy.
Italy. So that show starts
In the afternoon.
Probably 1 or 2 in the afternoon.
Yeah. That's
They're
what I was
5
thinking.
hours ahead of us.
All right. Okay, so that'll be one that has to be a quick turnaround.
Maybe
And
noon.
we don't make any exceptions to the rules. The deadline is the deadline. We do keep everybody in track when we post points, when we post rule changes, when we post the Royal Rumble rules, which change every year depending on how many people we have when it comes to the Royal Rumble. It's a fun thing to do all year long. There's plenty of wild cards involved, including the Royal Rumble. The number of points that you're given for certain matches. It's a lot of fun. Like I said, like AJ said, this is year 10 starting for the original 4 or 5 of us that started this. We had up to 14 people, I think, this year, and then they kind of started to fall off. Brandon would be one that fell off quickly, but he also always said that he forgets to pick them. Loser. But we shall see. The one rule is if you don't pick three pay-per-views in a row, you're gone. So I hope we get some more people. I think I've added a couple of people. So I gotta try to reclaim my title. I won it last year for the first time. That's how hard this is, guys. I am the wrestling guru. We're in year 10. I have only won the championship one time, and that was last year.
Never won it.
So it's
Never.
not as easy as it seems.
I think Sean's
Or
won
it
it
is
twice,
as
though.
easy as it seems, and I overthink it. That's usually my problem.
Uh-huh.
So
I think Sean's won it twice, though.
I think Sean's won it 3 times.
Oh, so it's easy for him.
Time.
Yeah, I think Sean's won it 3 times. I think the rule should be if you win it 3 times, we kick you out. Just kidding. I'm kidding.
Free time.
But anyhow,
We should handicap the guru.
I just said I've only won it 1 time in 9 years. What the hell?
Just mark this. Mark it. This is when he's going to win.
Let's see.
Okay. Then I get to
12:30.
I get to
Well-
claim this again.
Oh, camera. No.
What
it's
the
not picking
hell?
up. It's not picking up on your
What the
camera.
hell? That
Nope. Still. Yeah,
that
there it
thing
is. There it
with
is.
my with my WrestleMania plates.
Mark
I'm
this
getting-
down.
I
Mark it
appreciate you
down.
trying.
I'm
Mark
getting
it
a new
down.
camera.
Mark it down at
Is
12:36
that better?
on
not
4/19,
the camera.
Hey, look at the
2026.
plate.
Not the camera.
I mean, if I was a camera, I'd run from my face too.
Mark it down on 11 or 12:36 a.m. 4/19/2026 that Ryan's
No,
calling
it's
his
420, dude.
shot.
Yeah,
Whatever,
man.
4:20. I'm still
Yeah,
Central
dude.
Time. I'm still Central Time. Okay.
Brother
Wow.
Robinson's still not up.
Get to us East Coasters.
All right, everybody. Well,
So let's
thank you
see outta
for
here.
watching this long ass show. Yesterday's long ass show. Thank you for sticking with us. We've got a lot down the pipeline. Boys, it's time to close up shop. See y'all later.
Peace.
Deuces.
He's going for 3 hours.
No, I'm
Good
not.
for him. He'll make a woman very happy one day.